Omaha's news leader, chronicling the stories and people making a difference in our community. This is KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle.
Good morning and welcome to KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle. I'm Rob McCartney. We've all seen the video. Incredible images from way up high. It's all thanks to drones. The technology is being used in so many different ways these days, whether it's to look at devastation after natural disasters or to help law enforcement in critical moments. Well, this morning, we're taking a look at how different agencies use the unmanned aircraft to keep themselves and you safe. First, though, Council Bluffs police put their drone to work during what they thought was a hostage situation. It ended with an officer using deadly force. Here's what's led up to it. It's Monday, August 8th. Pottawatomie County deputy spots a parked pickup with its headlights off near 205th and Juniper Road. It takes off. That's when officials say the driver, Troy Peterson, fired several shots at the deputy. Well, the deputy loses sight of Peterson, and investigators say he and his girlfriend, seen here, April Montello Roberts, then go to the home of 51-year-old Stephen Carlson on Yellow Pole Road and kill him. Just minutes later, Council Bluffs officers spot the pickup near Indian Hills Road, and they start a pursuit. Peterson loses control, rolls the truck over. That's when officers surround the vehicle. Here's KETV News Watch 7's Chin Doan.
Council Bluffs police shared drone video of the moments before an officer kills their standoff suspect after 2 hours of negotiations.
I need you to move the gun out of your hand. Put it on the pavement.
You can see 28-year-old Troy Peterson and his girlfriend, 44-year-old April Montello Roberts, sitting in the truck after they crashed. Pottawatomie County Attorney Matt Wilbur says Officer Paul Damrow was on scene for the last 45 minutes and positioned here, 112 feet from the truck. He says at first, investigators were not sure whether this was a real hostage situation.
She at one point reached out, kind of caressed his head. They smoked cigarettes together, as well.
Then the interactions dramatically changed. Investigators could see Peterson put a gun to the woman's head.
And she had said that, he pulled out the revolver and then asked her a question, "Are you willing to die for me?"
Wilbur says that's when Officer Damrow pulled the trigger and nothing happened. So he ejected that round, put in a new round, and fired a second time. It went through the windshield, hitting Peterson in the head, killing him. Prosecutors say they will not file any charges against the officer.
I mean, they were doing the best they could under those circumstances, and some situations are just not capable of being diffused.
Police Chief Tim Carmody says he's proud of how his department worked with the Sheriff's Office and state investigators on this case.
I believe that they demonstrated very well about their courage and their passion to serve this community and survive.
Chin Doan reporting. April Montello Roberts faces a number of charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder. Police think she is connected to the deaths of 52-year-old Jarrett Clark and 51-year-old Stephen Carlson. So here with me now is Pottawatomie County Attorney Matt Wilbur, who we heard from in that story. Matt, thanks for being here.
Sure.
First off, walk me through the thought process of when you decided to use the drone.
Well, I said the police are the ones that
Right.
bring that in. But I think for this particular case, it's dark. They've got it. They know they have somebody that has weapons. Obviously, officer safety, neighborhood safety. These are all important things. And so I think it was pretty quick once they knew that this was a hostage situation, which was within 30 seconds of the truck rolling over. I think he says, "I have a hostage." Then they made the decision to deploy the drone. And so, an officer that's, carrying the drone responds to the scene, and then they brought it out. It's a way for them to get eyes, on the scene remotely. They're not putting an officer's life at risk. They've got high-def cameras. It has lights on it. It was really an opportunity to really get, a good close-up view of what was going on inside that vehicle.
I've never seen anything like this. When this hit the news, we were like,
Sure.
Oh my gosh, look at this. In law enforcement and prosecution, this is a fairly recent development. From your office,
Sure.
Do you look at people saying, hey, you might want to consider a drone, we can use that?
Yeah, no, this was definitely unique in my career as well. And obviously when I have to then, first of all, be in the position of evaluating the officer's actions. I mean, there's really nothing better, obviously, than a high-def video that's being taken really in real time, while the events are unfolding. And so the question about was there a gun, where is it pointed, is a person really at risk? I mean, all of those things. We don't really yet have the technology where the SWAT team themselves was watching the video in real time, so they're still having to relay the information from the drone operator back to the the emergency services team, so that they can make their decisions. I think that's coming. I mean, I don't think it'll be long before you're going to see little remote viewing platforms where the team's going to be able to see what the drone sees in real time. We're not quite there, but I mean it really was very valuable in this case, as well. And I think it saved, it certainly put us in a position where officers did not have to unnecessarily put their own lives at risk while they were dealing with it.
And that's what I wanted to ask you about. I mean, this has to speak to officer safety. I mean, I know back when they got canines, it's like, hey, send the dog in.
Absolutely.
That way officer doesn't have to go in. Talk a little bit about that. I mean, is that the real concern? Was that the main concern? Well,
I mean, I think it's definitely, it's a variety of things. I just say it's a tool. It's a tool in the toolbox. And just as, the canine operators, obviously, I mean, they're viewing their dogs as tools, but they're more than tools. I mean, those are tools with heartbeats and that live in their homes, that become partners, with the officers. And while I think we can maybe sit back and say that sending a dog into that situation is better than sending a human in, I mean, I'll be honest, nobody wants to send their dog in, to those situations either. Sending in a drone, I mean, you're out $1,000, if there's a problem, with it. And so, I mean, not only are you saving, because I know the officers that I know that are canine handlers, they view their dogs as their partners.
Right.
And, while we may as a society say that dog's life is worth less than a human officer's life, I don't think the handlers feel the same way. And so being able to bring in a drone where you're not putting any officers, at risk, two-legged or four-legged, I think is, it's just been very valuable for us.
Yeah, you're kind of preaching to the choir here. I'm a dog guy. Sure. I mean, I wouldn't want to send a dog in either.
Absolutely.
So you get this evidence, this video evidence from a drone. Does it hold up in court?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's no different than a surveillance. We've been using surveillance videos, body cams, cruiser cameras. I mean, it's no different than any of that. It's video being taken in real time. And so, I don't think we're going to have any issues, along those lines. And I mean, honestly, he said it's no different than, I'm dealing with a shooting at a convenience store, and we've got surveillance cameras, that are pointed at at where the shooting happens. It's really no different. It's just we're kind of controlling the feed as it goes.
See, and that's kind of a concern, though. I mean, in this case, and I know you don't want to get into details on it, you can see Peterson appears to recognize and see the drone on the ground. He actually sticks his tongue out.
Oh, sure, he's mugging for the camera at a certain point.
So the argument could be made that when you bring a drone, introduce a drone into the situation, it may heighten the situation, or it may affect how the suspect acts.
Well, there's no question it's going to, it's going to influence him. No different, though, than an officer drawing their weapon and saying, stop or I'm going to shoot. I mean, so as soon as law enforcement is involved, they are obviously part of the scene. It's just the story in this case doesn't just involve officers being involved, it just also involves a tool that they're using. I mean, they use tasers, they use, like I said, body cams, they wear bulletproof vests. I mean, it's just another tool, I think, for them, and it's one that allowed them to deal with this situation. And it was a horrible ending, but it could have been so much worse.
Right. Are there any downsides to this? Invasion of privacy comes up.
Yeah, well, I mean that's always an issue. I mean, we are the most surveilled society as it is right now, and I mean whether it's law enforcement doing it or it's just an interaction, and everybody pops their phone out, immediately and starts, videotaping that, or we've got cameras all over the place. So I think anytime there's always the big brother concern, is that you've got folks flying up. I mean, our officers floating. Can you float the drone up and take a look into a backyard where people, do they have a right to privacy? In those areas. I mean, there's pretty good court cases I think that are working their way through as far as what is protected and what's not protected. I certainly can understand from privacy advocates why this type of tool would be of a concern to them. In the end, I'm always going to side with officer safety, and as long as we're able to, like I said, in this case, I don't think there was any question about that. There's no right to privacy in a wrecked car when you're holding somebody hostage, and so we weren't at all concerned about that.
From you actually have to take it to trial, though. You said you don't think it's going to be a problem because it's similar to surveillance video. Some people may argue it's not. They may say it's a different ballgame.
Right. Legally, I don't think it's going to be an issue. We have to obviously make a decision what we show, how much we show. Right. I mean, obviously, for the case that I have to prosecute, those crimes were already over by the time the drone comes into play. And so, I probably could make a pretty good argument. I don't need the drone because it's not really evidence. It definitely shows guns in the car, which are then going to be evidence in our murder prosecution. But I'm not worried about the foundation for laying, for introducing the video into court. Photos and videos are pretty easy. I mean, they used to be a little more difficult. Now you basically just have to have somebody say that accurately depicts what was being shown at the time. We didn't manipulate it. I mean, I know that there's that issue right now. People talk about deep fakes, fake news, all this type of stuff. Are you manipulating it? Obviously, we have to establish that these haven't been digitally altered, that nobody is doing something along those lines. But short of there really being, some evidence that the video itself has been changed, I'm not worried about it at all.
Okay, this happened on a public street, not getting into the details, but in general, if you have a neighborhood where something has happened, you have residents maybe coming out on their porch, could the use of drones, and if you get to that real time, could it actually help public safety?
Well, I mean, I hope it does. I mean, in this case, obviously, we did have neighbors coming out, and the officers were telling them, get back in your homes, because this is a very volatile situation with, live rounds and an assault rifle, being available. I mean, it's it doesn't take much to shoot through the thin, roof of that, pickup or the windows, and so I think that was a concern. As far as the drone, it's just bringing in a tool that is not putting an extra life at risk, and I guess that's the way I'm viewing that situation.
So it's worth $1,000, whatever.
It's not absolutely. When you think about that, I mean, these are not, this isn't like we're flying Predator drones or Reapers over the top of the city. I mean, these are, they're maybe a little bit better than you're going to get at Best Buy, but not necessarily that much better. I mean, these are, are kind of off-the-shelf, units. They've got a little extra bells and whistles. Some drones have infrared capabilities. Right. Some have, lighting, that they can use. These are, like I said, little bit better maybe than you're going to just get at a normal box store. But they're really not that expensive of a tool. I mean, it costs a lot to get body cam footage, body cameras, as well. Cruiser camera setups that automatically download in. I would hazard a guess that the average cost of a drone and the setup that we're using, with the Council Bluffs Police Department is probably less than it costs to equip one of their cruisers with, the video systems they're using there.
So are you champing at your bit finally then for what you could use this for in the future, or is it just it's just another camera that flies?
I think it's a tool we're still working on. I've asked, for example, we had another crime, totally unrelated to this, but we really wanted some good aerial photos of the scene. Okay. And so I just contacted Lieutenant Budd and said, hey, could you map this scene for me? And he said, no problem. They brought the drone out, flew it up, took some great, high-def pictures. And so I'm not relying on, Google Earth to give me a picture that I'm kind of trying to just, massage into the case. I'm actually able to get, angles and, that we could use in that case. And so, that was just another example of something we've done pretty recently. And I know, that they had a fire down by the river, and the police brought in the drone, flew it up, and were able to see exactly where it was at, and that was able to help direct in the fire department on where to lay a fire break. So, there's a lot of these, other areas I think we're just kind of scratching the surface on. I love the ability to do drone mapping of crime scenes, from outside, because they can get up, they can take very, accurate, high-definition pictures. And then, we've got laser scans that we've been able to do of our scenes for a while. Being able to fly a drone up, laser map basically, high-def map a scene and get them out of there, it allows you to get roads opened up, if there's a bad car accident. Right. There's a lot of things that they can do that just lets them do the job more quickly and more efficiently. Because we all love, sitting in, a traffic jam for 3 hours while everybody is, actually, mapping things out, with pen and paper. Being able to do a high-def scan and just get out of it, I think that's going to be, a tool that I think most people, even the folks that are maybe not, they're a little more sketchy about the privacy issues. I think anybody that can get them out of a traffic jam 3 hours faster is going to be happy.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Matt, thanks very much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Well, still ahead, drones are used for a lot more than what we just showed you. Nebraska Department of Transportation also put them to work after the March floods. How it helped them figure out conditions of our roads when KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle continues.